The market's down 3%, and your inventory probably is too. But you have to read in between the lines here, because 90% of the market going down this week is from 5 or 6 select skins, and they all have something in common. Welcome back to the news. I'm your host, Mike Water9, and this is for the week of December 14th, 2025. The total market cap is down 3% this week, going from around a 5.79 billion at the start to a 5.61 billion as of this morning. A significant move, nothing to slouch at. And the market's uptrend is still intact heading into this week and beyond. Now, if you watched my recent video on the Chinese pump groups, if you haven't, it's in one of these corners, I don't know which one, you know what I predicted. As soon as these groups extract enough profits from their subscribers, they'll start to rotate into different positions. And as of this week, they have started to do so. But let me quickly interject with our previous two calls over the last 2 weeks, the Gallery case and Spectrum case. If you held on the recommendation of the Gallery case 2 weeks ago, you'd be up quite handedly. It was up around 5% last week, and it's up around 5% again this week. Not a significant move, but a definite bullish move, because we're up 5% in a market that's down on the whole. And according to CS Case Tracker, over 140,000 Gallery cases were opened this week, as opposed to only 90,000 last week. The major is bringing people back into the game, and why the negative market cap this week is a little bit misleading. Now, depending on whether you watch the Spectrum video on the day of or about 12 hours later, your entry price could have changed quite drastically. If you didn't buy immediately, you would be up around 6 to 7%. Had you bought immediately, you might be down around 3 to 4%. So your best case scenario is that you're up around 10 or you're down around 3. And in a red week, anything better than the market's overall performance is a pretty good performance on your end. I should add that the best day in which to buy a case is going to always be Tuesday or Wednesday mornings for the people in Europe. And that is because people get their weekly drops on Tuesday or Wednesday morning, which always results in a, temporary 5 to 10% dip in the case's price, allowing you to get in at a better entry. But let's get into the real reason why the market is down, and that is China. All of China's favorite skins went down this week. Everything else pretty much stayed the same. Glove case inputs got hammered. The M4A4 Buzzkill ranged from around -8 to -15% on the week, depending on which rare you have. SSG Dragonfire, even worse, down up to 15 to 17% depending on your wear. Other ones, to name a few: M4 Coalition, the AK Elite Museo, USP Whiteout, and the Glock Gamma Doppler. If you had been paying attention to the Chinese manipulation going back to the summertime, these are their favorite skins to pump. And some of these skins saw insane decreases in price, up to 25% for the USP Whiteout and minimal wear condition. But here's the thing. If you remove these few items from the pool of all existing items, the market's actually up this week. But China's selling volume on these few weapons were so high and so concentrated that it actually made the market go down over the week. So does this mean they're taking the money and running? Do you like free stuff? Well, if you do, the wonderful ladies and gentlemen over at skinsmonkey.com, today's sponsor, have put together such a beautiful Christmas event. From now until January 11th, simply log on the website and look at that top banner. It'll say claim free gift. Now, the gift can either be a new skin, it could be on-site balance, or it could be an increased deposit bonus. And if you're a smart investor, you'll use code Mike, which will give you an extra 5% bonus. It can bring you all the way up to 50%. And the more trades you make on the website, the more gifts Skins Monkey will send to you. I got an M4A4 Evil Daimyo, so it's not like they're giving you Safari meshes either. These are real nice skins. In addition to that, they've also prepared an advent calendar. Simply go on the website every day and claim an entry into a huge pool of giveaways. And again, these are nice skins. Ruby Knife is the top prize right now. So thank you to Skins Monkey for sponsoring, and thank you also for putting together such a nice and wonderful event for the community. Right, if you sell on a third-party marketplace, which the Chinese players do, you are subject to a 7-day trade hold in which your money is in escrow, meaning you don't have any skins or you don't have any money. And since today is the day of the Budapest Major Final, I would say they very strategically timed their sell. This is probably the local maximum we'll hit for the next few weeks or months. So if China's rotating their plays, where are they going next? And we're going to use the same framework from our last video. We should firstly keep our eye out for factory new skins. That's usually what they go for first. Second, desirability, because liquidity is needed to pump skins. And we should first start our search on the discontinued items of Counter-Strike and not the ones in the active pools. These are not the end-all be-all of what they invest in. However, this is the pattern. Now, if you play it right, you could catch the next wave if you diversify well enough. I won't be recommending any new cases beyond the ones I've already recommended, but instead we are going to focus on the skins that China is most likely to pump in the next few weeks. And we've found a few smoking guns already. The cash collection is starting to move. Called it. Glock Reactor, FaZe Sticks, just to name a few. Now it depends on the wear that you had in your inventory if you're holding one of these. However, some wares increased up to 150% on the week. Now there's some risk here. The major final is about to happen in a few hours. It'll probably be done once I'm finished editing this video. And it's speculated that cash will be the map showcased in which the show match is played on. So it looks like they're banking on that. Now, here's your play. If cash does get announced at the major, don't buy the gun. It's probably too late. The people are already selling the news once that happens. If you do have one though, sell it on announcement. If cash doesn't get announced at the show match today, you will probably see a dip in price, and that's when you enter. Because eventually that shit will get announced, and then you'll enjoy the sell. Also pumping in an unrelated collection, but the Mac 10 Fade. This one has to be China. Part of the Chop Shop collection, which eventually trades up to the Hot Rod or Twilight Galaxy. But this skin was killed as a trade-up filler because it went from 0 to 0.08 trade-up value, which means that you have to multiply by what? 12.5? So it's no longer useful as a trade-up filler, it's more so just a nice play skin. So I don't really see a world in which a 40 to 50% gain is normal or natural for a skin like this. So I would probably think about selling right now. It's at its all-time high. But if you do use it as a play skin, you know, it's not the worst thing to hold onto it for a little while. I unfortunately had about 7 of these and sold them a couple months ago once the trade-up update happened. Now let us run through the indexes. The Mike Water 9 trademarked print stream index is going to be retired for the week right now, but we're going to come back with it next week. We're just introducing a new index this week as it leads us down a road of interesting plays. Now, the low tier knives and gloves are actually up a little bit this week. 0.44%, which combines for a 11% gain on the 30-day chart. Now, we're still down around 16 to 17% from the Great Depression, but the low tier knives are full of low tier trade-up items, which means that if you really want to see this index recover back to its all-time highs, you're probably just going to need a general player base and general market cap increase, because there's no money flooding into these groups of items in specific. Now, mid-tier is usually our best index for looking at the state of the market, and it's more in line with the market cap as it's down 2% this week. But as we've spoken about, all of the guns that are down from China's pumps live in this index. And I think they're very strategically timing it such that they're selling during the major when buy volume is high. They're not stupid. They have half of China's youth buying subscription services to pump Counter-Strike skins. High tier more or less mimics the low tier index. It's down 0.44% as well. And this is negligible again. Most of the decrease here actually comes from the factory new gloves that are in the index, which should be intuitive as all of the guns that were inputs to the factory new gloves have went down, which means that we might be seeing more trade-offs happening right now. The new index that we're introducing this week is the Copenhagen Sticker Index from Price Empire. Now, Copenhagen's only one major, but it's not an anomaly major where there was a bunch of stickers being bought. So we can use this, extrapolate the data, and use it for pretty much any sticker capsule that we want to know about. The Budapest major is going on right now as we speak, which means people just aren't spending money on previous major stickers. But once the major and the hype around the major ends, you'll see money start to pour back into older majors again. Every major sticker is down right now. My surefire call, which I've stood by for quite a few months at this point, Austin 2025 Contenders. There are 16 teams in the Contenders Capsule. Every other capsule before that only has 8 teams in the Contenders Capsule, which means every sticker in that capsule is 2 times as rare as any other sticker in any other capsule before it. And something very interesting, the paper stickers in the Austin capsules are being applied at an extremely high rate. If that trend tends to continue, and we combine that with the fact that the Austin capsule supply is quite low, this could pay off in dividends for you. If your ROI is coming from the stickers that you get 80% of the time, these capsules are going to be in extremely high demand. We've seen purples outperform pinks in past majors, but not blues outperforming purples. This could be a game changer. Capsule investment. Average in starting today, buy a few each day, and you'll get an average buy-in price that's pretty decent. The Austin capsule is down around 40% from its all-time high, so now is the time to purchase. But definitely don't spend it all in one place. The Budapest sale is coming though, so don't spend all your money on these Austin capsules, because there is an opportunity to make some money quickly. If you're at your computer when the sale gets released, you are to buy a fuck ton and open all of them. That will put you in prime position to sell all of the stickers you get as soon as all of the stickers from the sale enter the market. If you open up a fuck ton of them, you'll have enough pinks and enough reds to make profit. Handedly. Budapest has the same contender capsule setup as Austin, so I would go with that again. There's 16 teams in that capsule, and that one actually has the FaZe logo this year. And they're in the final right now, so pretty good ROI on that capsule as is. Speaking of which, the major final is in a few hours from now as I'm filming this. And it is between Vitality versus FaZe. And if you are holding any FaZe stickers from any major before this one, sell them right fucking now. If you want to hedge, sell half now, wait till after the major for the other half. Because depending on whether they win or lose, will affect whether they go up or down following the major. In this moment in time right now, the demand for FaZe stickers is much higher. The Austin FaZe Hollow has went up 50% ever since they won yesterday's match against Na'Vi. So let's hope FaZe wins because the Vitality stickers are fucking ugly. They never go up. A fun little segment here, Sticker Craft of the Week. If you have any nice ones, be sure to throw it in the Discord in the appropriate chat bubble. Now this one was posted a few weeks ago by Jugs. It's a USPS PC green, and it says boobs on it, and there's two pairs of boobs. Boobs are cool. I like this skin and sticker combo. So if you have any topics you want me to cover in specific, whether it be in a market update or just in general for a video, always let me know. I'd be happy to look at them and flesh out some ideas. And for those who want more, the membership is open on the chat. I'll post extras about investing, and I will also do maybe like a nothing to a knife type situation. In that case, you could see me put my money where my mouth is and show you my calls and my thought processes in real time. It'll probably be around, they'll definitely be more infrequent, quality over quantity. Quality in terms of actual subject matter, I'm probably not going to edit them too much. However, the actual words that are coming out of my mouth will be good. I'm also considering doing these types of market updates twice a week as opposed to just on Sundays, so that I could focus on the market as a whole and then one to focus on armories and investments. So let me know what you think about that. But as always, peace.